the TradingSim weekly product demo. We do these every week, 12 o'clock on Wednesday. So appreciate you being here. Not really sure if you guys have signed up already for the free trial or not, but we'll give you that link in a moment, and you can sign up for a 7-day free trial if you're interested in taking it for a spin. Basically, you know, this is just a great way to replay the market. And a lot of people think that simulators are boring or that they don't actually train you very well for the real market environment. And while there may be some truth to the fact that your emotions are going to be a little bit different when you're trading real money, that's not the purpose of the simulator. The purpose of the simulator is actually to build confidence based on back testing. So you either have the ability to outcome test or back test. So the end goal is to create confidence through a strategy by knowing the outcomes. So for example, if you traded Tesla with a certain kind of strategy, maybe it was you know, a head and shoulders pattern or a breakout or something like that, then what you want to be able to do is to track that strategy and all the variables that go with it over a large subset of trades. You've got the ability to replay basically 7,000 or more stocks every single day. So as I was saying earlier, it is essentially a replay engine for the stock market. So not only do you have price and volume replay, you've got scanners. So if I could go back to, I can go back all the way to 2018 every single day and find tick by tick data. This is a 5-minute chart, but I could go down to a 1-minute chart as well. So you've got the ability to do that, but at the same time, once I go back to another date, no matter what date I choose, you'll see that over on the left-hand side here, it's going to update the scanners for that date. So this is the real I guess the benefit of having a trading simulator is that it gives you the ability to test a strategy over as many days as you can really possibly trade, and do that in your spare time. So, you know, if you're following JTrader or another educator online, whatever their strategies are, you can put to the test in a simulator when you have your spare time. So a lot of people can't trade in the morning or the normal market hours, rather, depending on where you are in the world. So maybe the weekends you want to catch up and you want to test a strategy. You can do that. So on the left-hand side here, we've got the market scanners. We've got the dollar gain, dollar loss, percent gain, and you'll notice up on top of those, we have a lot of different scans that I've actually created myself. So the way that you want to do that, maybe you've got a specific filter, like you know, you want to trade pre-market gappers or something like that, right? So NASDAQ, S&P, you can really dial this into whatever it is you want to trade. Maybe you only want to trade low float small cap stocks like JTrader. So you want something maybe like below $20. Then you can scan for stocks that are below $20. You can stock, maybe they're gapping. Maybe you want to look for a short strategy that's gapping above 30%. And then like pre-market volume of, who knows, like 500 or yeah, 500,000. So you can do that, right? So that's going to basically, we'll call this the pre-market gappers and results by percent gain, and see if we've got any matches. So there was nothing gapping up over 30% that day. So let's just let's see if we've got anything. I can just pick a random day, as the market's kind of been slowing down a little bit. And if you don't, if your criteria is not really, oh, there we got something. Well, you know what? I'm at 4 a.m. So 4 a.m. Is obviously the pre-market. Now, if you don't want to trade extended hours, you can disable that. But let's move back to move it up to 9:30 a.m. Now we've got some showing up here. So finally got some. You've got 146% gapper with RELI. You've got SAVA, you've got PPSI. So as you can see, you can really dial in that pre-market gap filter if that's what the strategy calls for with whatever you're studying. And you can do a lot of different things with this as well. You can find stocks with a certain float, maybe below, like if you want to trade the smaller floats, stocks below 100 million, something like that, right? And short percent of the float. You can also do daily scans for the daily chart. So maybe you want stocks that have pulled back to within like 1% of the 10 moving average. You can do all that kind of stuff as well. So just a really cool way to check out the scan filter and kind of dial in your scans. Cool. So any questions on that so far, guys? If you have a question, you feel free to type in the chat. It is possible to scan at a certain time pre-market so I can see runners in the pre-market. So as far as like scanning to a specific time, we don't have that here. What you can do is, you can start at 4 a.m. if you'd like, and say put your scan criteria in here. And if you'll notice, we've only got 3 results here. Now what I can do, Johan, is I can put it in like 5x mode here, and then just watch as I push play and see as the morning rolls on. Or you might even do like 1 minute per second. Well, 1 minute per second will actually is too fast for the scanners. But you can move it along. So let's say you only want to start at maybe your broker opens up at like 7 o'clock. So here's 7 o'clock on the timeline down below. Now, once I click on 7 o'clock, what you notice is we've got a lot more options over in the scanner. So does that help you with the question that you had there, Johan? Yeah, cool. So yeah, just move your timeline along and the scanner will follow you. So it will update. And then, so for example, maybe you can't trade until 8 o'clock. So I move it to 8 o'clock and it's going to refresh the scanner. And now we have even more gappers for the morning. So cool. Yes, Sybil, or I guess it's Sybil. We'll go over the hotkeys in just a moment. All right, guys. So that's kind of the basics of how to tweak your scanner. If you don't like one of your filters, you can always delete it, or you can click on the pencil icon and edit it. So I'm going to get rid of some of these. And now then, you can also create a watch list. You can also hide this entire pane. So over on the right-hand side, if you click Markets pane, it's going to disable that. If you just want a lot of chart real estate on your screen, and now you can hide this as well. So that just gives you more charting space. And while I'm on that topic, you can also click on Settings. Under Settings, under Layout, in the show right pane trades, if you're not really interested in actually like putting in an order over here on the order montage, you can hide that. That will also give you more screen real estate, so that if you wanted to, for example, put in 4 charts, something like that, that will help you with that. All right. While we're on the topic of charts, you can key your charts to all be the same, or you can disable one of them if you'd like for maybe one of them to be one of the market indexes or something like that. And then as soon as you type in, if we go back to Relly, okay, let me refresh here. Sometimes Zoom gets my fans going on the computer. All right. So the example I was giving you, let's just click Apple, for example. So as you can see, as soon as I click Apple, it's going to update the 3 charts that are keyed to that same code, that color. And you can do the same thing with your watch list over here. You can code it or uncode it, and you can also do that with your trading panel. So just pay attention to the keys there and the color codes and whatnot. So I'm going to hide that again for the moment. Let's go back down to one chart. And let's also disable the markets pane. So if you're just interested in maybe like doing some tape reading, practicing along, you can hit market details here. Market details is going to show you the level 2 and the time and sales. So here we have Apple, and this is on 5x speed, but just gives you an example of what the price action and the level 2 is going to look like here. So there's the 8 a.m. exchanges updating their price orders. That's why you get some of these big drops sometimes. But let's just fast forward to say like right after the open, and you'll see that you'll probably have quite a few more market makers, obviously. And if I press play now, you see a lot more active price action there. So great way to just kind of study the tape. And you know, if there was something that you missed in the live action, all you got to do is just press pause, and it slows things down for you. You can go down to like normal speed if you want, and then you can even just do tick by tick. So click the forward arrow, and as you can see, if there was like a big order sitting on the tape or the time and sales or something like that, maybe you want to hide the time and sales and you just want to see the full level 2, you can do that. Or you can hide the level 2 and just look at the time and sales and scroll through that. So it just gives you the opportunity to really slow things down and examine what's going on in the tape if you need to at these key levels. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's see, what else have we got? Any questions so far on that? Not sure your question, Juan, is used by all commodities, forex, index, etc. So if you're asking, we have equities. So this is the equity side here. If I click the back arrow, you can go to the futures side. So we have futures and we have equities. So as you can see, the futures is going to look exactly the same, but you're going to have much fewer issues that you can trade over here. Okay. Yeah. So just equities and futures. No forex. All right. Cool. Hope that helps there. Now, with regard to your chart, you do have drawing tools here. So you know, if you want to draw lines, if you want to draw, you know, like Fibonacci's, you got Fibonacci projections here, things like that. You know, you can throw pretty much anything in there, or you can hide this. If you like different style charts, you can do bar charts, you can do the Renko charts, things like that. And then we've got plenty of indicators as well. Not sure exactly how many, close to 100, I think. So, you know, you've got moving averages, you can throw VWAP on the chart. You got tons of these things here that you can play with. So maybe you like Bollinger Bands, maybe you like the MACD, 20 moving average, whatever you want. You can throw it up there. And I know for some of you guys like JTraders in JTraders room, you can throw up multiple moving averages. We don't have the clouds like JTrader has, but what you could do is just click on a moving average and make sure you have his settings, and you can put as many moving averages as you want on there, and then change their color as well. So there's your 50 moving average in VWAP. If you want to change the chart to night mode, you can do that. Or you can create a new theme for that chart and give it your own color. And like I said, we've got plenty, all the way down to 1 second charts here. So I'm going to hide the market details again. And looking down here now on the DVR panel. So this is going to give you from left to right the ability to go back on a certain date, all the way back to 2018. And you just click the date that you want. Super easy. The chart loads super fast. And now if you are not interested in trading extended hours on the far right, you will want to uncheck the extended hours. That's going to give you the timeline from 9:30 to 4 p.m. What that will not do, if you can see from the chart, it's still showing the extended hours on the chart, but it simply updates to 9:30 a.m. If you want to hide extended hours on the chart, click on the settings for each chart, go down to extended hours, uncheck that, and now as you can see, there are no more extended hours on the chart. If you want them back, you can click extended hours again down on the bottom right, and by default, it will include extended hours on the chart again. Yusef, you have a question, how to remove the current price line? What do you mean by the current price line? You mean, for example, like 132.15, where it's out to the right side there? Yes. Okay. Good question. I've never had that question before. I don't know. It would be here. Yeah, I don't think we have the ability to hide that at the moment. Is that something that you like to hide? Yeah. I'll reach out to the dev guys and just see. I got a question into the dev guys. So as far as I know, though, I don't think we have the ability to hide that. So, okay. Moving right along. So back on the settings tab. Now, if you are interested in trading off of TradingView charts, we do have those currently, but they are not going to be as in-depth as, we don't have the number of indicators that we have on our other charts. And you also will not have pre-market data. But I did want to just show you that if you're accustomed to TradingView charts, you could use that. You just won't have pre-market data. And you can toggle that back and forth between the settings tab, and just click your refresh button, and you'll be right back in action here. All right. Now then, I had a question about the hotkeys. So hotkeys are on the far right here, Sybil. You will notice that we have a number of hotkeys for a lot of different actions. We don't have the ability to customize the action itself. What you do have the ability to customize is the combination key. Okay, so for example, if you want to limit buy on the ask, you can change that to from Alt +1 to say like Alt +B or you know, whatever you want to change it to. Obviously Alt +B is taken down here. So you want to be aware that there may be other hotkeys that are already used. Now this may, unfortunately, because this is a web-based application, you may find that it interferes a little bit with your, if you have like a web browser hotkey or something like that. So if you do, you might want to jump in here to the hotkeys, just click on them and change them to something different. Did that answer your question there, Sybil? Cool. Yeah. And, you know, for just kind of give you an example, if I go to, let's say 9:30, let's just start in on Apple right here with a potential trade, just kind of give you an example. Maybe you want to take it short here. So your hotkey for the short would be limit sell at the bid, Alt +3. So if I click, let's just do 10 shares, Alt +3, you'll notice now that I am short at the perfect timing, right? So Alt +3, I'm short Apple, and then if I want to get out of that position, then if I go, whoop, excuse me, wrong button. If I go back to the hotkeys, I can do a limit buy on the ask at Alt +1. Okay, so it's going against me, and I want to get out, stop out, Alt +1, and now I'm out of the position. You can do the same thing, just clicking the buy and the sell button. We have limit orders, stop market orders, stop limit, bracket orders. So if you wanted to say sell this at 134, you could take a profit at 132.5 and then maybe 134.25 as your stop out. So there I was stopped out. You'll notice it placed an order. It triggered a stop out before it ever triggered my take profit order. Yes, you can put an arrow, let's see where the entry was. So it won't put an arrow where the entry was. It's only going to put an arrow on the top and bottom of the chart. If you want to hide that, you can do that with show entry and exit positions. You can also hide your pending orders and your open positions as well. Yeah, and I know what you mean by the arrows there. I use DAS myself when I'm trading, so it's nice to have that. Unfortunately, we don't have that. I will mention that though as a feature. All right, I mentioned that. Cool. So let's see. All right. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Are there hotkeys for drawing tools like the horizontal line? Yeah, so let's look. You've got trading hotkeys here. You've got replay hotkeys if you want to speed things up or slow them down. But unfortunately, yeah, we don't see hotkeys for the drawing tools. Is that something that would be important to you, Maze? Need hotkeys for drawing tools. All right, mention that to the developers there. I think that's a great suggestion. And I do the same thing, especially when I'm trading live. So cool. Any other questions for you guys? Pretty straightforward as far as like, as you saw there, like for example, if I want to just do a market sell, I'm going to sell here. You can see the orders there. You can see my position is here. You can check your order history down here. You can't delete the entry and exit arrows unless you're talking about just showing them here. You can enable and disable them here. And now once I've placed an order, what I can do is once that order is completed, let's just say that Apple's is strong on this day. Or here I have a nice, I'm going to buy it back. Had a nice little scalp there. I'm going to go to analytics now and click on analytics. And this is going to give me just very basic equity curve type analytics, right? So you'll be able to check your analytics if you're trying to test a strategy. So if you're, you can add a tag for that strategy. You can export this to Excel if you want to do a little bit more in depth and add some statistics to your trades and that sort of thing. But there is a very simple analytics page that we do have available for you. All right. So putting in a stop loss order. So let's just say here that I want to put a sell in. Now I want to put a stop. So would you rather have a stop market order or a stop limit order? You'll be able to choose that. So I'm going to put a stop market order since I'm short. I'm going to put that at 134.25. I'm going to buy it back. And there's my stop order there. Now, I'll probably go ahead and just tell you, because I get this question a lot, you cannot move the order. We don't have on chart order change. So I can't move these around, if that makes sense. Okay, does that help, Youssef? You're welcome. Can you delete the entries and exit arrows? You can't delete them by like clicking on the chart, Maze. You have to disable them where I showed you in the settings, and then show entry and exit positions on the chart. Click OK, and then it will hide them. Yeah, great question. And I will just copy and paste that. You don't have the ability to do that, but I will let the developers know. Maze. So it's kind of an all or nothing. Yeah. Cool. Feature request sent on that. All right, guys. Any other questions? That's pretty much, I think, all you've got there. So if you want to do like realistic money risk management, you can do that. So let's say you're starting out with a small account and you only want like 5,000 in your balance. You can do that here in the settings tab. You can set certain risk management parameters. You can even do like a max daily loss. So if you hit your daily loss, it'll lock you out. Obviously, it's a simulator and we allow you to reset that, but it at least shows you whether you're being disciplined or not, I guess. So trading fees, you can throw that in there so you can kind of guesstimate how much a brokerage will be charging you over time, as well as like notifications and layout settings as well. So, all right, yeah. Well, listen, guys. Again, sorry about the tomfoolery on the screen earlier. We definitely got hacked, but I hope that answers most of your questions on the simulator. Again, we've got plenty of speed, so if you want to do bar by bar analysis, you can speed things up, slow them down, throw your time and sales in here, create more screen real estate if you want to. Lots of different things that you can do, and it's pretty basic. So I understand that we don't have like every bell and whistle that say like your trading view charts are going to have if you're or a broker's charts, but we do our best to listen to feature requests and when we can we get around to adding things. I think in the next release we'll probably see something over here on the level 2 that will allow you to filter your level 2 by size, minimum size. So for example, if you don't really want to see these 100, 200 orders, you might limit it to 1,000. And so you'll only see when those pop up. And you can do the same for the time and sales. But we do put out...
TradingSim, the #1 market replay platform in the world, where you can learn to trade like a pro at your own pace.